1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're live. I'm gonna see. Yes, we are. Woo! Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday, first of all. But from my side, it's very much happy release day.
Happy release day, yes.
Yes. I am so happy to have Casper with me here. He is, yeah, you were just willing to be like, you were like, yeah, I can be there with you. I got this. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's
So-
my cue.
That's
When
that's
people need me the most when it comes to releases, I'm here.
Oh,
Almost.
I love that. You're like a superhero. You have to have a superhero name in that case. I don't know what. Creative time is here to save you. I don't know. Creation dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. So release man. That's not a good idea, baby. Also, thank you for the follow from my dad. He's in chat, which is amazing. It's really weird. So we'll see if he's so proud of me afterwards when he's like, "Oh my gosh, she's more crazy than I thought." Oh, and hi Zelda. Oh, Michael as well. Oh my gosh, thank you so
But-
much. You guys are
We're-
amazing.
Everybody on Geeker Nights are often crazy, a little bit.
A
We have
little
the
bit?
touch, yeah, a little bit of craziness.
I mean, we are whack in their brain. Totally.
If you follow us on Tuesdays, you will definitely see those crazy things that happen on our streams and our sessions. That's quite nice.
Yes, and I'm just waiting for. Oh my God, Boswell! Thank you so much. Yay! Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting a little bit for Hans to jump in, because if Hans jumps in, then everything goes to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
You just know it. You just know
Does
what.
Does Ian know that if Hans is popping up, it's going to be like a little bit of craziness, and
Yes.
if the contract will be drawn, new signings?
I mean, yeah, it's I can just tell you like this, that he did a couple of months ago, he did have a request when he was supporting the book and everything, and well, I followed through on it. So what it is, that's up to you guys to remember. So we followed through on it, me and Ian.
I think you said that on Tuesday.
Oh no, of course I did. I'm stupid.
Yeah. And I think did you like zoned out the page where you just, this is the marking where I licked?
Shh.
No.
Sure?
Or is it like
My dad is here. You can't do that. Oh my god, it's like usual.
Anywho.
It's always going great.
yeah.
Anyway, thank you everybody for coming in and supporting me and this incredible journey. Anywho, yeah. So yeah, like yeah, I'll just say it again. That I have just released my first novel, Forged in Crimson. It went live today worldwide. Tomorrow is the big social event that's gonna be on at the Gothenburg Book Fair. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm super scared and nervous and everything, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight, so it's gonna be great.
You should be a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
A little bit nervous makes
It's-
everything better.
That is true. That just means that it's something that's important to you.
Yeah, and you're expanding your horizons.
That is very true as well. So yeah, I'm just so honored that I'm gonna be able to sit in like the Swedish bookstore for fantasy and science fiction. I am so happy to be invited to sit with them. That is like, oh my gosh. So it's really a dream come true.
And was it another author also with at the same time also? Because you had this plateau, planche in Swedish.
Yeah. So
I think it was
poster?
really cool. I think it was really cool to see that that sci-fi book, the bookstore had this, showed you and the other author also. It was that was
yeah.
on the dot.
Yeah, no, he is. They have like I think they called it the debutante morning or something like that, and I'm going to be the first one up tomorrow, and then he's going to be the second one. So yeah.
I think that is a good thing to be the first one.
You think?
Yeah, because he will be nervous. When he sees how good you are,
No.
he's gonna be nervous later, guaranteed.
I'm like, I give you the plate of nervousness.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my plate of fear. Welcome.
You want it? You're welcome.
Social anxiety.
Yes. Which is terrifying all in its own right. This is, yeah, it's super weird. It's very weird. Because you're like, giving yourself away, a part of yourself. It's really, or exposing yourself by releasing it like that. It's a little bit weird.
And we're going into that a little bit when it comes to the for your book, The Forge of Crimson, because I was thinking about the world building and every character you have there. You have been quite hefty with the character introductions on Instagram, for instance, or on Facebook, where you have taken up some characters that are very interested. And I told you, I think it was Tuesday or last Tuesday when we had our private sessions, and I told you, how do you cope with every character? And this is something that fascinates me as a person that wants to write books, do role-playing sessions, be a DM. That I struggle with that when I create things.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? Is my question for you.
How do I handle it? Do you mean time-wise?
Having that character has this characteristics. That person has that characteristic, and he is in love with that girl, or she is in love with that person. Every character has their own plot and twist, and in some way.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever seen a cat that has like this, just yarn, just spools of yarn?
Yeah.
Or threads, and you just mash it all together, and you do that a bunch of times, and it's with every color and every hue that you can ever think of, and you have it in a ball. And that's basically for me, that's how puzzling it all together it's about untangling. That's the thing for me, at least. So so many times, and I know that Ian can vouch for me here, but it is definitely frustrating, because many times he's found me lying in the couch and just, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Everything is horrible. It's so hard. Oh, I'm the worst. It's not gonna work. This stupid little line is not going to that line, and I hate it. Yeah. So, and he always have to like come in there and no, that's not true. Here we go, pat, 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 and off you go, and yeah, makes it easier for me. But I would say I think it is, for me at least, all of these characters are like, yeah, the characters live inside me. They're just there. So I'm sure that you've heard it before. Do you use a chart line for each character? What do you mean, chart line?
I think more like you have structure of every character in different
Oh, yeah.
documents or something like that.
Yeah.
A time.
Yeah.
Because the way you're describing it, when I got the mental picture right now when you described how your thoughts were going regarding the how your character developments or characters, how you cope with that, is that you have this thread, you pinch with a little bit of a nail in a
like on a cord.
Yeah, exact. And then you just pull it up, and then you know this police thing when they are gonna solve a murder.
We're gonna find you.
And you put that little bit of thread there, and okay, there, and you just put this thread with the yarn, like creating this spider web of characters.
Yeah, that is true.
That's very, and I think that is how you, a little bit what character chart line was.
Yeah, definitely. It's really weird because, like, for me it's been a really, really good thing to have Ian, a trained actor as well, nearby. It's really good. But it's also been a question about, like, getting to know the characters, like I don't know. I agree, Ian. No, I don't like spiders. No, I hate spiders. I didn't kill one today, though. I'm very proud of myself.
That was good.
Yeah, I let it outside so it could die in the cold, but, you know. Not my problem.
Nope.
No, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Actually, it's really hard. Like, I do have, sure, like you and we've been talking about, like, characters and ideas and stuff like that.
Yep.
For me, it's very much like, for instance, on the screen you see Aiden, who is one of I'm not gonna lie, he's my favorite boy, definitely, because I'm so mean to him. I really am. But when I'm thinking about scenes with him and when I'm writing things where he's involved, then usually I listen to a specific band, because most bands do have some sort of common, like, it's a structure in their songs. Like, for instance, you have like Slipknot. For me, that is, I have two characters who are really, really heavily tied to some of their songs for me. And because Slipknot has so much, like, anger and power and all of that in it, and that's kind of what I do when I'm thinking about scenes or trying to develop certain things.
This is interesting. So I had a question regarding which character had which songs would they represent.
Sure.
So Aiden is a little bit more Slipknot type of character. If you, is he built upon Slipknot?
No.
Or
no.
He is. Oh, he isn't.
No. No. I would actually say that Teller or Aiden, it's not a big spoiler. It is a spoiler. It's semi-spoiler. Aiden slash Teller. I'll give that for free, but I won't say anything else about why. But he's very connected to Trivium. For me, Trivium is another really, really awesome metal band. Because for me, Aiden slash Teller, he carries all of my anxiety, pain, suffering, everything. That is why he's a special boy for me. Because he's going through every single shit that I feel that I need to just get out of me.
Oh, so he is a little bit representative of what your feelings are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting, because when it comes to character development for me, it's often that you get some emotional attachment to some characters. Not all characters, some characters. So Aiden is then the character you have most emotional connection with.
Yes.
So how is it with Gil and Leia then?
Yeah. Let's see. I didn't get a good question there. I'll focus on that soon. Okay, yeah. To be honest, Gil is very much... He's the happy, positive side of me. Yeah. Very much Ian. Yes, it is Ian's favorite boy. He's like, oh my god, I love him, which is very fun. But yeah, Gil is definitely the cheerleader, the happy, positive guy who's like, okay, I know it sucks right now, but we can do this, and that part of me is always there. I would say. But it's very hard to bring that side out, so to speak. And then you have Leah. That was so hard, because as a woman, this is really weird. Like, everything was just so stupid. But I got a mental block when I was writing Leah's perspective and stuff, because I felt like, oh my gosh, all the women in the world are gonna look to this character and be like, oh hell no, how can you write a character who's this bad and stuff, like she doesn't believe in herself and stuff like that. And she's very much myself when I was her age, definitely, because that's what her journey throughout I would say the entire series is gonna be. It's about, believing in yourself and actually being like, okay, I can actually do this with the help of others, but I'm still strong enough. Because in the beginning of the book, she feels like she can't do anything. She's not good at anything. She's not allowed to do grown-up chores that she sees that other children in her age are like forced to do. And so I was terrified of writing her. I was so scared of it. I was like, I identify so much more with Aiden and Gil.
Yeah.
I do. It's super weird. And like the romantic scenes for Aiden, when he's like, looking at a woman, for me it's super weird to write that. So it's super easy for me to write the things with Gil, since he is a little bit more, he's leaning to the gay side, so he's attracted by men, and that's easy for me, because I was like that was funny.
Understandable.
Maybe.
so these characters are a little bit representative of who you were and who you have in your life. And that is quite interesting. And then I know a little bit that Leia comes from Keelheart.
Yes.
Can you describe a little bit how did you come up with Keelheart? Because we have played
Yeah.
in Keelheart some in our role-playing sessions before,
Yeah.
and I would really like to know how did this
Mm-hmm.
pop up?
Mm-hmm.
How this did Leia come first, or did Keelheart come first?
Oh, that's interesting. First, I want to just answer that
Yep.
question there really quick. Do you enter each character's life to make them real in your book? I mean, do you try to be in their life? Actually, the interesting thing is I started writing or, thinking about characters and fantasy worlds when I was a teenager. Because I was bullied in school. I wasn't like directly bullied, but freeze her out kind of deal. And nobody really wanted to talk to me and stuff like that. So I felt really, really lonely, and I had so much anger and sadness because of that inside of me. And instead of taking it out, I actually put it inwards, but I put it inwards into the characters. So I have said this to my mom, which is, it's not in this this particular book, but the second one that's coming, that I'm gonna sit down and write again. Yeah, I've written it a couple of times, but yeah.
Yep.
There is a scene, a very, very, very dark scene where it's a major character death, and I wrote that when my grandma was in the hospital. So I said farewell to my grandma that same day, and I remember like sitting by her side, and she couldn't talk or really, she wasn't really there, but I was sure that she was, because she like squeezed my hand and stuff like that. And there was a nurse. I'm not angry at the nurse, but I was so fucking mad at her because she went into the room and talked about, well, she spoke about like my grandma's condition and said she's not gonna survive the night in front of my grandma. I got so pissed off and so sad at the same time. It was just a hurricane of emotions. And I came home that night, and I just started to write this scene where it was, a character mourning the death of another character, because I felt so hopeless and so like I couldn't do anything to stop it, and that really, really like moved me. And so for me, that was a really good coping mechanism. So
You took your emotions and described it in a scene that you could really describe it to people how you felt.
Yeah.
That's really something I think all creative people do when it comes to especially emotions that you can't handle. You try to come up with things such as songs. You can hear it. Slipknot, for instance, they have quite many songs about how feelings are, how they cope with it, and I think they have situation in their life where they need to write this down.
That is
and
true.
I think this, and I think this is one instance that you always get when, especially this anger, especially the wrong circumstance that you get. And that you build a violent scene in this, and you can pour the feelings of a little bit of grandma there, a little bit of feelings that I can see this scene in my memories.
Yeah.
Can I transform this into this part of the book?
Yeah.
I can talk for hours when it comes to emotions and writing.
That is fine. Me too.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling when you start to cry and when you're writing. That is a weird feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's weird, but it's good.
Yeah.
Like afterwards, you're just sitting there in a ball of like just nothingness and just.
What did I do?
What did I do?
That's often the question I get. When it comes to
Yeah. Okay.
writing
Yeah.
sexy.
Sorry. You did have the question from earlier with Keelheart stuff.
Yeah,
Do you want me to
Keelheart.
answer that one?
If you want to.
I mean, it's fine. I don't remember the correct order, actually. I don't. But so the thing is that this book, the first book, Forged in Crimson, that came out today, ding. It is actually. It wasn't the first planned book for me. Hi Hans! Now it's about to get crazy up in here. I did warn everybody that when Hans comes in, then yes, all bets are off. My dad is in the chat, so don't embarrass me too much.
Hans, I have a lot of contracts here that we can write, so you can write about Ian.
Yes. Oh God, no, Ian, I just answered that one. That was the one. Yes, Hans. Yeah, boy. So okay, yeah. This was not the intended first book. Because the second book.
Yeah.
That I said I already. No, don't taunt him, Dad. Stop it. No, Hans. Control yourself. I know you can. No, I don't think he can. But yeah, the second book was intended to be the first book. I ran it through my friends, my beta readers at the time. Well, it's like five of them, and all of them said the same thing. That you have so much backstory. Why don't you write a first book, a book where you actually show all of this backstory, because we're missing out. Because I started the absolutely first book, which was intended then. I started it with this heavy backstory. And it didn't really work. And I agree with that. So actually, Keelheart in particular was already there, but it wasn't a big part of the story. It wasn't. And then I started looking into, like, okay, should I go back and look at their stories when they're little? Okay. Where do they come from?
Yeah.
And then suddenly, I was like, Leah is not highborn at all. She's like the lowest of the low, in the like hierarchy, order. So then it was just like, okay, yeah, makes sense that she would live in Keelheart. Yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, I placed her. Also, it's another a common trope, in fantasy. Always kill off the parents. The parents, yeah, they can't be there. They can't be there for the main characters. You can't have them.
No.
So
I did that for my draft also.
You did that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For I mentioned it before when I wrote for hand. My 13 first chapters. I killed off the parents there also. I don't know why, but I did that. So it's a common trope.
Hans! What the fuck did you do?
Awesome, Hans.
No!
Note to self.
You're making me embarrassed.
You.
Okay, yes, you guys have permission. Yeah, no, yeah, that is like one of the tropes that I think everybody falls into right away.
Yeah.
I've done it as well in several other drafts. I've killed off the parents, but nah.
So then my second question is, when it comes to the drafts, how many times have you rewritten the book? The first book. The second book you have still rewriting it, but I mean the first book how many times have you rewritten it?
I would say that I've 6 years is how long it's been in the works. But that was also with this realization that, oh, I should make a first story. So that has been for 3 years. So I would say maybe 3 drafts, maybe? Yeah, I think so.
Did the city of Levent?
Yep.
When did it reappear when you did the drafts? And did you characters come up like, oh, this character came up in draft 3, this character came up in draft 1? What? Or did it just? But was it less like, poop, every character is there?
Yeah, because yeah, in that case it would have to be the second book. In that case, because all the characters from that one are the ones that I put into this one. So no, they kind of just develop. Yeah, they just kind of show up randomly. It's kind of weird.
So
Yeah.
people that they Leia and Aiden and Gil
Yeah.
just meet up people and they just pop up in your head like, oh, they have a conversation with this character.
Oh, yeah, pretty much so. Yeah. I think one of my baddies actually was made that way. I was like, ooh, I want a power scene. That's what I want here. Where basically you have like a scene where, well, quite literally, there is a judge sitting across the table from the main character and just saying that I can do whatever I want with you. And I just loved that conversation. And I was like, ooh. And then it started just developing. Oh my gosh. He gave me this one. Oh no. Wow. Okay, this person is this way. And that's because of this.
So he became developed on the flow naturally.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And did Levent also become, when you created characters, did Levent become also bigger and bigger as a city?
Oh yeah. At first I basically just had the very top of Levent, the or the rich part of the city. I basically had that, and then I had a pretty long main street, and that's it. I was like, yeah, the other ones I don't have to care about that, whatever. And actually, I'm gonna say that people like you, for instance, and Tobias and M, you guys, when you entered the world like players, that put a whole nother dimension on top of everything for me.
Yeah.
Because suddenly it was like, oh gosh, I need to have other places than these two. What do I do? So it started developing because of you guys, actually, a lot. So I'm very happy about that.
That's the thing when you take a book and try to make a role-playing session with that. You create something more natural. It becomes a flow, and I feel it when we play our sessions on Tuesdays is often that we get more interactions. The city, when we have played the two first seasons, it's like the event has been growing and growing and growing for every day we play.
Yeah.
Has any characters from our role-playing sessions sneaked into the first book or the books that are coming?
Not the first one, because the first one has actually been done for about a year. Because it takes so much time to do. Well, you first gotta go through the beta readers. That takes a while. That takes about, I think it took 4 or 5 months or something like that for everybody to read through it and give me their opinions. And then for me to go back and rewrite a lot of stuff and do it better and stuff like that. And then when I was done with that, I sent it to an editor. An editor that went through the entire script and fixed it and everything. And when that happens, that's when you put money down on a table. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna touch this book anymore. So no, there is actually I'm gonna confess something. The very first the prologue of this book has not been edited by a professional editor. So I'm sorry. I figured it out just before. Or just after he was done and everything was paid and stuff. I was like, God damn it. So, but so it's in there now. But yeah, so to answer your question, no, the first book ain't gonna have anybody of you guys because it was already finished at the time when we started playing in November last year. But the second book, maybe. There might be, it does depend a little bit. Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
That's the fun part with when you're role-playing in the world you're creating for books. Right?
At the same time, I was terrified. Because you guys were particularly a certain someone with a lot of facial hair and long hair. Tobias.
We're talking about Tobias.
Yes. He was trying to burn my city down, and I was like, no, you ain't doing that. No.
No.
So I was getting worried there. I really was legit worried that he was going to destroy my world. I was like, don't do it, please.
When it comes down to burning cities, how did the plot come down? When it comes to creating the book, did you have the plot already written, or did you? Because you had the second book already written, and I think you had already a plot there. But when you needed to write the first prequel book for the second book, did you try to get up a plot, or did you find the plot? Or did it come naturally that also?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't know if you've read about it, but I've been following like all kinds of different writing advice and all of that because you know you're swimming without a life preserve when you do this kind of thing, creativity, like you just swim. So I looked at it and came across these two terms. Let's see, architect and gardener. Have you heard of those two?
Not really.
No? Okay. I really find those interesting. So when it comes to plot and structuring all of the events of a book or a story or whatever, then you have people on one side of the spectrum who are architects. Architects are very, very much like, okay, structure. This is what happens at the very start. Okay, and this comes right after. And then this comes, and this comes, and this comes, and okay, I have to tweak a little bit, so I will do that. And they do this and build up a structure, and then they sit down and write all of the scenes. And, like, you know, and entwine them together, so it's a coherent story. Then you have the gardeners, who are very much like, oh, look at this flower. I love this flower. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put you right over here. Good. Another flower. And then you go and pick that up, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, but it's actually pretty big, actually. So maybe I can't put you there because you're not gonna get enough sunlight. So we do it. Wait, there's another one here. You know, and yeah, that's basically how a gardener does it. It's very much like, I don't know. I'm just taking the things that I feel for at the moment, and just throw it all together. And then you kind of combine them and tweak them and all of that. I'm very inclined to be a gardener. Maybe because I love flowers. I don't know. But that's very much how I am. I would say, like, if I would build something, you know, handyman stuff, I cannot, for the life of me, use a ruler or, you know, think ahead. I just can't. Ian has to step in and do that because I hate it. He's like, okay, so you want to do this and this and that in the room, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. And I just do it, while he's like, but you have to measure, Sarah, because after a while I'm sitting in the corner, I'm like, everything is awful. So that is very much my style. I don't know about you. Do you have, like, I don't know, but my instinct is that you are more towards the architect.
Ooh, that is interesting. No, I do points. I think I just write down what I want to happen. Yeah, more architect, but I think I'm also a little bit in between of those two, because I like the thing that something grows out of something. You get a character that evolves to something you didn't know he evolved to.
Oh, he's a sicko. Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah. That has happened so many times that, okay, I need to delete this. Too bad. Too bad.
Oh, I haven't. I'm like, oh, double down on it. Yes.
Yeah. We come back to character developments and that with the gardener and plot twist and like that. And you told me a little bit that you had a lot of teenage years. You were more invisible.
Yeah.
I think these things really build up characters. You get feelings that, okay, I am not seen. I need to build up something. And could this be something that made you a gardener, for instance?
That's a good question. I have no idea. Could be.
You wanted to grow, because you're growing right now with the writing and the book and the Geeker Nights. So I'm thinking about, it feels like that your whole life is a little bit of a garden.
Yeah, it might actually be. Yeah, it might actually be. I haven't thought about that. No, my bird.
No!
No, put it back.
Yeah, these questions, they are going to be a little bit like that, because I'm thinking so many things ahead.
Dude,
sometimes.
Seriously, I don't know if you noticed, but everybody has been writing like you are really, really good. Seriously, this is amazing.
Thank you. I really know that you have religion and you have a lot of stuff in the world. Caldril.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you pronounce it that way?
Caldril.
Caldril.
Yeah, yeah.
Caldril. And
That's the
does
continent. Yeah.
that's the continent?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much has you developed around that? The whole continent, or has Levent been the main focus for this particular book? And then how do you implement different cultures from other countries in this continent?
Yeah, I think that's very interesting. Yes, the first book is definitely very, very heavy on. It takes place in Levant with two of the main characters, Gil and Leah, because they grow up there and everything. Then you have Aiden, who is a rich man's son, or a nobleman's son. He lives in a different area that is like, I think I've said a day or two by horse away from the capital, which is Thornstown, and it's kind of like the Versailles a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a off-site place for the king and queen and all of the like heads of state, basically.
Okay.
So that is where Aiden grows up, which is a little bit further away, but it's not far away. Yeah, you go take care of your little cheese. So yeah, so that was a bit hard, and the second book as well, I do have most of the action takes place in Levant, and it will take place in a nearby fortress. That's about it. And then you have the third book, which is gonna be a lot more out there. So it's gonna be a little bit more. I think me and Ian, we were talking about it, and a little bit of the Harry Potter world building mentality, if you know what I mean, which is basically that you as a reader, you enter the fantasy world as a child, and you get the world explained to you through the characters, like Harry Potter, because, you know, Harry doesn't know anything about the world, and characters are telling him and stuff like that. So I have a very slow learning curve in the fantasy book, I think. I could be wrong. Somebody's like, I don't get it. Yeah.
You have described it sometimes before that this book is more low fantasy, without magic and different kind of elf races or something like that.
Yep.
It's mostly human and medieval thoughts. Have you done a lot of research regarding how things worked in the medieval times during these epochs in history and like that?
Let's say it like this, that if I say yes to this question, then I know somebody with a beard and long hair that will be like, no, like shit, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I mean, no, not a lot. I do ask around quite a lot, and when I'm focusing in on specific things, then I usually Google it and stuff like that. So you should really look at my Google history. It's pretty sick.
You should see my Pinterest. It's like filled with different character developments, and the Google search bar for a creator, it must look like something really, really crazy is going on there.
I remember once I was searching. I was like, what's the most humane way to kill someone? I was like, this is not a good question. Why am I asking this?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that was horrible. But I did actually find a very good Tumblr blog that was torture for writers.
Oh.
So if you want to write torture, go and look at that one at Tumblr. It's actually really, really good because, yeah, he goes into depth of like how torture actually works. Because in stories and movies and all of that, torture always works. But he's like, it never works, basically. So yeah, that's a lot of research I've done actually for the second book. So not this one, but
Okay.
spoiler. But in regards to like the cultures and stuff like that, there are big differences between the different countries. There are.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. And you can see it in Levent in this story, in the first book also somehow, between characters, or is it Visilia that is the main focus of Visilian culture that is the main focus?
Yes, it is. But it's also focusing very much on the Ecrosi, which is well, to make it short, it's a country that doesn't exist anymore in my world because they were always ravaged by the bigger countries because of their very good soil to cultivate that, and they had mines and everything. Their natural resources were so good. So all the other countries decided to come in and take over these places and just fought there all the time. So in the end of it, the Ecrosi, a couple of them, decided to torch their own country and basically, just commit a big suicide, basically, eradicating the entire country. And I really wanted that to be a thing that came through inside of Visilia, one of these big countries that are responsible for destroying this place, and just have like how their society reacts to their partaking, because the king and the crown, all of them, are very, very much against the Ecrosi refugees who actually did survive and made their way into Visilia.
So they are the Ecrosi are trying to start a new life in
They're trying
Visilia.
to just
Visilia.
they're just trying to survive. They're just trying to be a part of society, but society won't let them because they're dangerous. There's a lot of that kind of mentality.
So true.
Yeah.
So when developing these conflicts, do you get any feelings again, like, this I wouldn't live in that country? Is it any special country or culture you would have placed yourself in the continent, on the continent? Or is Levent that city? No.
I would.
Oh, that was that was a hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there. No, I wouldn't want to live there. If anything, I would definitely would have wanted to live in the Ecrosi culture, because I'm very proud of that whole culture. How they surround their entire culture around storytelling. So they don't believe in like the life after this one, anything like that. They don't believe in those spiritual things, like others do. So they're very much focused on people's stories, like their life, and
Mouth to mouth conversations and stories.
yeah, like because they are very very interested in le- they believe that every single life is a life lived, if you know what I mean, and
Yep.
it's important. Even though this person, a farmer who has like 5 chickens or something, um, that farmer is not less worth than a person who has who's the leader of a big battalion or something.
Mm.
They're still equals because yeah, they're just human. And that is their whole culture basically. So
Mm.
that is something that I really 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 like. Myself.
So the self-sacrifice of the country is a little bit of an indication of if few suffer, all should suffer.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. And then if that's a good thing or not, that is a good question because it's not everybody. Everybody did not do that, take that decision. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And there, and that sparks a little bit of conflict between the Icroses also. I
Oh god, yes.
can understand.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
So when the Icrosi arrives at Vasilia, what is it that is the most or dangerous for them, for their?
Yeah.
Is it the crown, or is it the way of living? Is it the different kind of culture they need to adapt to
I
when
would
it comes to?
say it's a question about fighting propaganda
Mm.
a lot. It's the us versus them kind of thinking, because in Vasilia I have made it that the crown and the rulers have basically just indoctrinated the people, saying that the Crozi are bad. They're super bad. They just generalize, because that is something that I really think is such a dangerous thing to do in normal life as well. Just generalize that, like, oh, you're from this, you're this, you're that, whatever, and people just making assumption and just throwing that on an entire, like on all kinds of people who are not the same. I don't get that. I really don't get it, but I know that I'm surely guilty of that myself, but I really wanted to explore that. So yeah, they are very scared of being found out, because the crown, well, basically you will see it in the book as well, different sorts of injustices against the Crozi. For instance, like if they hide, if somebody so what I'm saying is racism is bad, yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, always. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So if you hide somebody, it's very much like the whole thing with the Jews in Germany, very much like that. So I do have that they brand a couple of people, and they have documents like stating that this person belongs to the Acrosi. We have to keep them under control because these guys might be plotting something against us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's the whole indoctrination thing that's scary, I think.
Yeah, guaranteed, and they know how their culture became and what happened to them and everything like that. So that's a really scary part when they know the truth and they are getting fed with these lies.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
think I know a little bit of what happened in the backstories regarding how the Vasilian kingdom or the kings of Vasilia lie
Mm-hmm.
about how their father became killed in theaters,
Yes.
for instance.
Yes. That is where it stems from.
Everything stems
One of
from that.
Yeah,
One of it,
it's
yeah.
one of the reasons. So
That is really interesting. Was it an easy thing to do, that creating cultures that have these conflicts? How did you decide? Okay, these cultures are going against each other in this particular way.
um, I don't know. I think it just came
Like
out
the
of it.
garden, as we talked
Yeah,
before.
yeah. It was like, oh, you're blocking too much of the sun from that guy, so I'm gonna. I guess.
Yeah, I really love the idea with the Crozies that they have this green fields, and in my head, it's like a very fruitful place,
Oh yeah.
and they could have easily been the most richest and
Yep.
powerful and wealthiest
Yep.
kingdoms at the continent.
Yep.
But they had another philosophy,
Yep.
and that was more inclusive than
Mm-hmm.
exclusive. And
Mm-hmm.
that is a really interesting perspective of how you develop culture. And I really like that with the Crozies.
Yeah.
Um,
I like them
and
too.
yeah, when it when it comes to the writing and
Mhm.
everything like that, when writing cultures and like this, is there anything in particular that has been hard for you when rewriting this book?
No.
And what has been, how do you challenge yourself when it comes to writer's block, for instance, or how do you cope with characters that doesn't work or things that doesn't work in the book?
Ian. um, no, I'm just joking. um, yeah. Um, I think that all kinds of creative people will agree.
Mm.
It's a it's a curse. It's a curse and it's a blessing. It's amazing to be creative. It's
Yeah.
so awesome. It's a superpower. But when you lose it, that is horrific.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is horrific. It's so scary, and you doubt yourself.
Mm.
That's just part of the deal. I think it really is. But um, actually, a couple of years ago, there is this what's it called a motivational speaker. I'm not one for listening to that kind of stuff
Mm.
usually, but his video came up into my feed one day and I was very, very down and low about
Mm.
myself and like creativity and all of that. And he was he did he said some he said that or he just asked the question, what dream chose you?
Mhm.
And that was the thing, because usually we always say, I choose this dream. This is my
Mm.
dream. Like, that's something that we've decided that, yeah, that is my dream. But
Mm.
I really believe very, very strong in his words that
Mm.
what dream chose you. Because for me, a couple of, pretty far back. Yeah, I'm not gonna name anybody, but I did have a very, very bad relationship,
Mm.
and that person just totally broke my self-esteem, just totally crushed it, to the point where I was actually sitting and just thinking, what's the point?
Mm.
Why am I investing so much time and effort and tears and sweat and and all of that into a fantasy world? Why? So
Mm.
temporarily I stopped doing it. That was horrific because the characters, the world, all of it were just screaming, shouting, just like banging on some sort of mental door
Mm.
and just
Yeah.
begging to come out. And I was so angry. I was frustrated, crying all the time. I was like totally out of balance because I
Mm.
had just put my dream aside, but it didn't stop. So finally I was like, okay, I guess I will have to go back to it in some shape or form. And yeah, that's kind of what I feel, that yeah, when you get a dream, you
Mm.
get it. It's not something you choose.
No,
I don't
I
think.
understand.
Yeah.
I agree with that question because it's something that I struggle with also because I feel myself quite often out of place,
Yeah.
and especially when you have this creative mind, you often want to find like-minded,
Oh yeah.
and if they are not like-minded and they can't understand the world or words you're trying to express yourself with,
Mm.
they you're not getting the response that you need to.
Yeah.
Hello. It's a little bit of the getting out of this invisibility cloak that we talked about before.
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely.
Guaranteed,
Yeah.
definitely, and I truly believe that the dream comes to you and it chooses you
Yeah.
somehow. And
Yeah.
if it hasn't come yet, it will come
Yeah.
because it
Exactly.
never ends.
No.
That's the awesome part with dreams.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree.
The thing is, when it comes to dreams, have you had your book in your dreams when you're sleeping? Have you played out some scenes inside of your reality in the book world?
Kind of funny actually. I have very vivid dreams.
Mm.
So, and I actually remember a lot of it. Uh, it is scary because most of my dreams are very, very horrific. It's a lot of anxiety that's just bundled up in there, so I'm just scared all the time, basically. But then sometimes you just suddenly have these dreams where, yeah, I've been actually I've been like a camera.
Mm.
So it's not me, I'm not there. But
Mm.
I'm just floating there like a camera and just following along a, a specific scene, but it's always interrupted by some sort of, well, either dragon or karaoke singing cat or something like that. But you just
Mm.
remove that from the equation, then it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You
yeah.
take the important stuff, but not the
Yeah.
ridiculous cat that
Yeah.
stand there. Look
Exactly.
here. Yeah, I have been
Sweet
there.
home, meow meow.
Yeah, exactly. I think that question that Tobias said was also a really good one. How much have my massive amount of useless knowledge questions ruined your book world?
Not a damn thing, actually.
No,
It
I
actually
agree.
hasn't. It really hasn't. I can say that 100%. It hasn't. Like,
No.
when we were hanging out with Boo Babe and Michael and all of them
Yeah.
at Bois Festning,
Yeah.
when we went around there, I'm 100% serious, and I know that he doesn't like compliments. I don't care, but when I did ask him, I was like, okay, so is this how would it look, or how would it feel to be here in the medieval times? And if I'm thinking about making a fortress, like for my second book, um, how could one potentially break in? um, because yeah, there is a very big character or a plot point that is connected to their ability to sneak in. And I was like, can you use a rope or something like that? And he just looked at me and he was like, why don't you use the poop chute? I was like, ew, what? But that actually does help because, oh, loophole. Yeah, sewers. I didn't think about it. But yeah, there
People
are. Yeah,
People need to poop.
yeah. Everybody poops.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if they don't, that's not good.
Well, that's true. And therefore we have the poop holes, and
Yes.
therefore the fortress is not impenetrable.
Exactly. That's usually. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
no.
thing is, I think Tobias says it quite good.
Yeah.
When he has these informations and everything like that, I know a certain person also that has the same amount of knowledge. So it's Tobias or this other person I go to when it comes to discussing certain events
Yeah.
or he has quite a vast knowledge about history, for
Exactly.
instance, and that is really good to have.
Yeah, it's really good to have actually because I mean, so you sneak into the fortress's asshole. Then what?
So when it comes to the production of this book, how have because you have yourself published this book totally, and that
Yeah.
is an impressive feat, because that is
you.
hard to get it published, for instance, and then get these negative response that you have received, and you'll have a conversation with us regarding that also. How do you cope with the negative response? I know that you're going to tell about Ian, but you have I think you have a little bit of Leia in you, finding out who the true your true self.
Yeah.
And then how did you self-publish it? And how did that process go when it comes to now? If we take that part, we have released the book. You're releasing the book right now. What is
Please buy it.
Yeah, exactly. How did this become?
Ooh, thank you, Zelda. Yeah, let's say it like this. My dream was to publish it with a publishing house or an agent or something like that. And I spent about half a year sending out all kinds of applications, and all of them have different kinds of rules. You have to write that is specific to this specific person. Also, I did have the unfortunate timing of COVID. That did affect my my chances quite a bit. It really did, because my book was finished. It was entirely finished 22. Yeah, in the beginning of 22. Yeah, it was totally finished. Like from my side, I was just about to hand it over to editors and stuff, and I started applying to different places and all of that. And most of them never returned my email, they did return with like send to all applicants kind of deal, which was basically saying that due to the huge amount of work, we are unable to process your application at this time. So it was very, very hard there, because basically everybody was staying at home, and then they started writing. And everybody was like, oh, I got this great idea, I'm gonna do this and that. And I was sitting there, I was like, I've been spending so long to do this, and you guys come in and just steal my thunder. How dare you? No. But I did get somewhere with a couple of publishers. I did. The big problem, actually. I did have one fatal flaw.
Mm.
I asked my friend, my very good friend, to draw the main characters,
Mm.
and make me a book cover.
Mm.
And I was like, well, of course I want to have my main characters on the book.
Mm.
They are children. So there was this agency that I'm actually gonna talk to tomorrow. I'm gonna go there and stalk them and hand them a copy of the book tomorrow and say, this is not a child's book. Because they actually did read through a couple of chapters, and after a while, they just wrote back, sorry, we will not publish this. I was like, what? Why? Yeah, because it's towards children. I was like, what? Have you not read the story?
Oh.
It is not a children's tale. It is not for children. There's sick shit in this. It's like, you know, I do have massacres. I do have a lot of violence, blood. I have sexual harassments. I have so many grown-up topics that are super scary, and I'm like, no, it's
Indoctrination,
not for
for
yeah,
instance.
yeah, I have racism, all of it. It's nothing for children. And
You
then
just check them out like this, but chick, chick,
yeah,
chick,
I was
chick.
like, what the? I was like, should I add a trigger warning in the beginning? I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing. But then I realized, oh fuck, it's the cover. I've been sending a cover with 3 children in front on the front cover. Fuck.
Oh, so they got the first image of, oh, this is a children's book.
Because they couldn't erase that picture. They couldn't erase it. So they just assumed that how are we supposed to market this to young adults or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a miscommunication there. And that's when I realized, okay, I need something that says exactly what I need it to say. I need a cover that says, this is not for children. Basically.
So that's why you chose a dagger and a hand
Yes.
on the front side.
Yes, and blood. Yeah.
And blood.
Yeah. I was like,
So
yes.
so you get every point checked, like the violence, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's make it. So I went the other side on that one. So, but yeah. So after 100 refusals and inquiries to different agents and publishing houses, I just felt down. I was so distraught. I was sad. I was angry. I felt like the worst person ever. And then, yes, of course, Ian has been helping me a lot through that. But also, I would say, like, my family, definitely. Just small little comments, and from you guys, seriously, like, when you guys have just been saying, it's fine, you're gonna make it anyway. And, yeah, those kinds of things are very good to hear from your friends. It really does. Because it helps you keep on going. So to speak.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really does.
Or someone gives you a good feedback about
Yes.
what you need to change. That is also something that you really take in, and you, this I need to develop on.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Poop Babe. Yeah, I think that. And also, I don't remember who said it, but it was somebody in my, omkrets.
Circle.
Whatever. My social circle. Who said that, well, you can always publish it, and then you can get a publishing house to take it afterwards.
Oh,
You still have all the rights. So that is my hope for like tomorrow when I'm gonna when I have signed the books and stuff like that at Sci-Fi Bokhandeln, then I'm gonna start walking around and being shameless in my marketing.
Yeah, but that is something I have told you about a lot
Yes.
regarding your selling the book. You need to be shameless.
Yeah.
You need to be sending mails to everybody
Yeah.
like, "Hello, look at my book.
Yes.
Get a copy here." And if
Which
they
is
can't come,
horrific.
they can. Yeah, it is horrific.
I
It's
hate
it,
selling. I
yeah,
really hate it. I'm sorry, Dad. I know that I'm your daughter and stuff, but I am not good at selling. I'm not. I'm
either
really
am I.
not.
No, I learn my lessons when it comes to selling my games
Yeah.
digitally. It's hard as.
Yeah. But
Mm-mm.
that's actually a recommendation from me. Um, the I would definitely recommend finding a professional or semi-pro
Mm.
who can make a selling argument or like create these little hints of um yeah you sell by believing in yourself. Is that true? Is it?
I think
That's
so.
very interesting. Like, for instance, the young warrior fated to pick up his father's mantle. I
Mm.
did not write that one myself. So I hired somebody else to do that for me. And this person, oh, but that's great, actually. Yeah, I'm starting to. I really am. So thank you.
Tomorrow is going to be the turning point.
Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah.
Here's my book.
Here, take it!
Take it.
You cannot escape!
No.
No, but yeah, I hired someone off of the internet, somebody in the US or something like that, who was like,
Mm.
"I'll read your book, and then within a week, I'll send you I'll send you the synopsis and a book blurb, which is the back, the text on the back of the book." So she wrote that, and she actually did read through my entire book, because that is one of the absolute most difficult questions. Is like, what's your book about? As a writer or as a creator, you're like, I mean, it's you. You know, you have this string over here, and that connects to that one, and then 5 hours later, you're like, do you get it?
Yeah, exactly.
But this
It's
person just came in and just like, okay, it's the story about this. I was like, oh,
that's a really good experience to have,
yeah,
knowledge to have.
yeah,
Wow, you can do a lot of elevator pitch on that one.
yeah.
Here's my book. Welcome. Take that.
Yeah,
Make an
yeah.
elevator pitch. I
Gotta
need
nail
this.
down your elevator pitch. Exactly. It is 100% like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not do it myself. I just couldn't.
That is something I'm doing. The first thing I'm doing when I'm creating my game systems or when I'm creating my own books or characters, I do a pitch on that character first. Then I do something that more describable of who who this person is. So I know quickly, okay, that person is about that one.
Yeah.
That's
That's really
a way
cool
to work.
too.
Yeah, but it's something that I thought was working for me.
Yeah.
And then that I paint a lot. I paint a lot of doodles, and
I love
that's
the
something I
walrus
do.
run.
Yeah.
From my last when I was interrupting Tobias a little bit too much with my chopsticks.
But he can't concentrate, so that's.
No, he got mad. I love that picture. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's really impressive that you have self-published this book also. That's cool. And then you did a Kickstarter, and
Yeah, I could
lot
not
of-
have done this without Kickstarter, actually.
and that is
100%.
that is really good that we have these websites that can handle these.
Yes.
I think we get a lot of new books, and not only the published books that we get, and that is really good.
Yeah, because it does take a lot of money. Like just printing the books themselves that's a lot of money.
Mm.
Sure, like a ebook, for instance, yeah, that's not a lot of costs, but you do have some costs, I've found out. Like for instance, the different kinds of platforms. You have
Mm.
Kindle, you have Barnes and Noble, all kinds of different places where you can publish your ebook,
Mm.
but all of them use a different sort of platform, which means that
Yeah.
you have to code your text to make sure that it's, it goes, you can read it on their
Yeah.
platform. So I did hire another person, actually from Nigeria of all places, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll do it," and she did
Oh,
that for me. So yeah,
they're expanding quite well with
yeah,
using a lot of techniques and especially these kind of works.
yeah,
I've seen Nigeria growing quite well when it comes to using internet and
yeah,
using Fiverr and something like
yeah.
that. And that
Fiverr,
is
that's the one.
really,
Yeah,
yeah, that is really interesting. I really love the world is minimizing that you can use people outside of
yes,
your borders, and that is awesome.
yeah. No, I agree, because that would take so much time for me
Oh
to
yeah.
do myself. So, and that's a
Or,
cost that we never, count with.
oh, exactly.
The
Or
cost of
find
time.
someone, or find someone that could do it in
Yeah.
Sweden. Also, is quite difficult.
Yeah.
That especially you need to be a little bit native English speaking also
Oh yeah.
regarding to make it a little bit more elevator pitch.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is very true.
So I have do you have any advice,
Oh shit.
overall advice that you would have want to give to someone that is writing or creating worlds for their um, role playing sessions?
Hmm.
Um,
You
it
mean
is
specifically world building or?
no regarding writing, regarding something that you got experience on when you wrote this first book. I think you're going to get another experience when you're writing the second book,
Mhm.
and the third book, the
Yes.
fourth book, and so on and so on.
I think I have 5 in the pipeline. Yeah. I think so.
uh, the expanding world of.
Yes. Oh, Caldwell. Yeah. Or Silver and Crimson. Yeah.
I was more thinking about authors.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We just
Um,
expand our imagination.
oh, damn. What would I say? Wow, that is such a. I would say, like, um, really, really expose yourself. It sounds weird, but don't be afraid to expose yourself. Um, in your creative endeavors, I would
Mm.
say. Like I said, for me, writing, creating, but mostly writing and such is a big part of how I manage to. Well, for instance, my 4 operations, I've removed my stomach. I don't have a stomach. I've gotten my bowels twisted. That hurt like hell. That is not a nice thing. I've had to remove my appendix and my gallbladder. Yeah. Those are a lot of things. And that was terrifying. Every single time it was terrifying. I was so scared all the time. And I mean, what I could have easily just buried those feelings and emotions and that total fright inside of me and just push it inwards. But that's
Yeah.
not healthy. No. for me, it's very important to talk about it, or if you can't talk about it, then for me it is very nice to interpret those kind of emotions into a different scene. For instance, like in the second book, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but there is a crazy antagonist that's gonna be introduced. He's insane. He's scary. I would not want to meet him. No. The thing is, that character, he was created by my anger. I was so like, and I remember this instance. It was a person at a job that I was working on who, crazier than Sidron. Sidron would be a little wet puddle in the corner compared to this guy who shows up in the second book. I love him, but I hate him at the same time because he's scary. But yeah, like so I was at work and there was a lot of bad things going on there. There was basically bullying at work with a couple of women. Of course, it's always fucking women. And I was so tempted, seriously. Like I usually am very composed with my impulses, not my emotions, no. I always show my emotions 100%, but when it comes to anger, that is one thing that I never show. I don't show it. And I remember standing in front of this woman, and I was seconds away from taking her hot mug of coffee and just pour it over her, smash the cup into her face, and then starting to beat her. I literally had to move away from the situation because I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, this is something I don't feel in control anymore. Okay, I'm gonna back away. And then I remember sitting in my car. I blasted Five Finger Death Punch. Don't remember which song, but I blasted it. My ears were ringing afterwards. And I was holding on to the steering wheel so hard, and I was stuck in traffic, and everything was just fucking horrible. And then, in the middle of this, when I was driving, I just saw this scene. I just saw the scene of a person, just like, not a person even. It was just pure, oh yeah, it was, yes, Zerstören with Rammstein. That was one of the songs, actually. Yes, and that was the song that I got this character into my brain. I just saw this, or felt this, like, hurricane of anger inside of me. And I just saw this scene. I just saw how I actually did the things, but worse, to this coworker. And I was living it in my head. I think that is actually, like, that is advice I would definitely say. Because I think that there are a lot of people in the world that don't have outlets. That's this is the main thing, my advice to people. You have to have an outlet, because otherwise you do have a problem. Because then you're gonna act out. That's what I think. And it doesn't matter if it's art or cooking or music production or singing or cosplay. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. You just need a sort of way to, or, working out. There's a lot of people working out. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just get angry at the thought of working out. I'm like, no. That just freaks me out. But like, yeah, for me, it's interpreting my own emotions with like the characters, the scenes, everything. That's how I get my outlet. Otherwise, I think I could definitely have been going a little bit in a wrong direction. And as a future teacher, I think that that's something I will say to my students, that I believe that they need some sort of outlet.
More like having a journal, having something that they more creative, or as you said, gym.
Yeah.
I do everything like that.
Exactly.
Gym, journal, everything.
Yeah, because I think you need it. I don't think you... it doesn't matter what kind of thing it is. Everybody needs some sort of outlet, because otherwise I think that, yeah, unfortunately, you might be seduced by bad stuff.
Yeah.
Doing bad stuff, like going and taking drugs, because that's an outlet. It's not a good outlet. It's definitely not a good outlet. Or alcohol, for instance. You have all of those things, and I think that yeah, I would say that, yeah, make sure that you find an outlet. Don't get crazy. Or I mean, that's crazy, but.
And then regarding to the first word you used was expose. So you mean expose your outlet when you have accomplished something with the outlet.
Yeah, or don't. Yeah, literally anything can become a bad advice. Yes, I know. Don't stop my suggestions. I'm teaching the world. No, I'm just kidding. No, but what I mean with exposing yourself, that is something that I really learned from film school. That it is super, super important to be like, okay, yes, this is my baby. I'm exposing myself. It's scary, but don't be scared. It's okay to be scared, but don't let that stop you from letting the world see what you've created.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I think
that is just sad.
And I think that is why Twitch, the channel Geeker Nights, is a really good forum for your outlet.
Yeah.
It also for me. I've used the Geeker Nights for exposing my work and thinking about, okay, what should I do better to expose myself next time?
Yeah.
I think I really agree about what you're saying. So that is really good advice.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, it is.
Because I mean, I don't think that we should be ashamed of things, of like our creations. I don't. Yeah.
No.
I mean,
if you're good at writing penises, you can always like do
get a OnlyFans.
Get an OnlyFans and write those. Yeah.
Please draw my penis. 2 sides. Banana for scale.
Banana for scales. That's the outlet, though. I think that is everything. I think it was a really nice to hear about your world, how you build upon it, and how you garden it to make it feel like a real garden.
Yeah.
And I really love how you have scaled it up to be a role-playing session, for instance. I really love that you have developed yourself with it, because I think the whole group that is playing your role-playing sessions have seen how you have grown, and how the project has also grown, and that is really nice to follow.
Yeah.
And see.
That's great. I mean, it's so good to have you guys on it. It's so much fun.
And inspiring. I think the same thing when we see the other creators on Twitch. You get inspired quite easily, and that's really helpful.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. It's amazing. And I definitely if this would have been a job interview view or something like that, I would definitely say that, yeah, you got the job, dude. I really think that you should do this as a stream, continuing. I really think that that would be amazing.
Oh, nice to hear, because it was a concept. I wanted to try it with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to use my the guidebook.
Yes.
You are the first interviewer here, so you took. So it's gonna be nice to fill this up later with
Yeah.
different kind of interviews, hearing different kind of people and their worlds, and interpreting everything. I think that was how it should be said.
Yeah. Yes.
I think so.
Interpreting.
Interpreting. And I think
Interpreting.
the more we do this, we will get a little bit more experience, and we can maybe open some minds of
Yes.
getting their work out, because I think the world needs to see a lot more work.
Yeah.
Creative works.
Yeah, I think so too. I also think that this kind of show that you're thinking about creating, I really think that that's important as well, because usually you have famous authors. That's basically it. You have famous people
Yeah.
talking about creativity and all of that. And sure, those are good. Those are really good. But sometimes I think it's very good to just show, or to find some sort of connection with somebody else. That's actually something that has happened for me with like this entire thing, Geekier Nights and all of it. It's inspired me a lot. Also, on Instagram, I have found some indie authors who are in the same boat as me. And that's very inspiring as well, because you don't feel alone. I think that is like one of the worst feelings of being alienated and just feeling like, am I the only one that feels this way?
Yeah.
Like you said before, I think that is super important, that because we all, I think that unfortunately, because of social media and the whole that game, you're posting like, oh, look at me from my vacation, look at my fantastic salad, look at this, I am never I'm never sad, I'm never angry, I'm never struggling. Like, yeah, it's a facade, and I think it's so human and awesome when somebody opens up and actually shows that, no, this is horrible, I don't feel good about this right now.
I haven't show right now. That was a really key word, right now, because in my perspective, it's when it comes to being creative, it's always a merry-go-round.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're not so productive, I have not been so productive. This 6 months where I had my writer's block, when you talked about that,
Yeah.
I totally agree about that. You get depressed. You see your demons, you see your stress, you see everything like, oh shit. And when you're trying to talk to people that don't open up the creative door yet, they can't understand it. They think they are there, but they can't be there in 100%.
Yeah.
That is, and I told you guys in the role-playing group that I think I have 4 different personalities right now that are fighting each other, and I need to include them in one. But that is my main goal, and I think that is also the part why the writer's block has ended, because I'm trying to find my solution. Yeah, that's what I have started to write again, and that is really nice to
So
have
good.
that.
That is so good.
It's a relief.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, I don't know. Is it okay if I go on a tangent here?
Yeah, do that.
Because when it comes to like you said, writer's block. Um, oh, Dad. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Dad. I love you. I'm so happy. Like I wrote in the foreword in the book, seriously. Like, thank you so much for everything. I mean, supporting me when I was a weird teenager who was never gonna leave my room. Mom and Dad were like, "Can you please just be like a normal teenager and do stuff outside of your house?" I'm like, "No."
No.
I'm here. I'm writing. It's so much more fun.
Yeah.
I wrote trash, but you know.
Oh, when we are going to have this talk about creativity, I'm gonna take up all my books when I wrote when I was little. So we're gonna in some episode we're going to like.
Yes, that is amazing. Yeah, go to bed, Dad. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. I'm just gonna show you guys because it was hilarious. Let's see. I was just packing away. Okay. Woo, here we go. Oh, I'm fine. Okay, so what was that? Oh, he did? Where?
No, I was still.
Oh, he's typing it. Yeah. Okay, so this is one of my absolute first works of fiction when I was little. It's called Den okända prinsessan. The Unknown Princess. It's amazing. I remember it fondly. But it was once upon a time there was a king. Yes, definitely. I've done that. So, yeah. And it was something to do with a prince that was trying to find a woman. Yeah, so very tropey. It's extremely tropey, but it's hilarious to look at now. Oh yeah, I have a character that's named Felicia.
Ooh.
Felicia. That is interesting. But yeah, these are interesting to keep. Keep them. Seriously.
Yeah.
I have five what's it called? Permar.
Booklets or journals or that I have.
Folders? What?
Folders, yeah, folders. I think
Binders.
binders.
I have
Thank
four
you,
or
Ian.
yeah, thank you, Ian. I have 4 or 5 binders that are just filled up with different drafts of different stories. I think that's very important to keep them because you see how you grow yourself. But yeah. What I was gonna say before was in coherence with the writer's block. It's kind of interesting. My mom, she really wants to write, and she has a story, all of it, but I've seen it from the outside. She's terrified. She's so scared of starting to write, sitting down and taking that step of actually doing it. She's finding ways to procrastinate quite a lot. And then I just decided to explain it to... Yeah, it sounds familiar because I've been doing the same thing. A lot of times I've been sitting and just like, I can't write. I'm the worst person. Yeah, you know. But something that Ian said. I don't know if it's exactly. I'm gonna paraphrase, but whatever. I'm doing my way. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna read what my dad said.
Yeah, do that.
Remember when you get old, never say, I should have done that. I should have done that. Remember, you only live once. Better to say, yes, I shouldn't have done that. Yes, I shouldn't have done that. The difference is obvious. At least you have done all kinds of crazy stuff. Go for it, Sarah. Grab life. It is there for you. Oh, that is very good advice.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, I agree.
I agree also.
I really agree. Where do I get that phrase from? I should not have done that. I shouldn't have. Nay, no, that's from Hagrid, isn't it?
Oh, maybe. Oh,
Hagrid. Yeah, Hagrid. And I shouldn't have said it. I should not have said that. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Thank you, Dad. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. So, when you're saying to yourself, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to write a book, a novel. Share. Oh, could be. When you stand in front of this enormous, good night, this enormous task, like writing a book or making a movie, that's also big. Creating an album, making a really, really advanced cosplay outfit or whatever.
Yeah.
When you say that to yourself, that is so intimidating. It really can be, and it is.
It is.
It really is. Like, you sit down in front of a sheet of paper or, a blank screen. How do I start?
Yeah.
Where do I start? Do I start here? Where do I go? What the heck am I supposed to do? I was struggling so much with that. Every single time I was starting to, put the book together in different ways and stuff, I was so out of it. I was so scared every single time because it looked like a mountain, not just a mountain, like it just looked like a mountain that was endless.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was supposed to go to the very top. And then actually Ian was very good at saying that, okay, if you just stand at the very bottom of the mountain and you look up and you're saying to yourself, I'm gonna go up there, you can't do it all in one go. Sure, you can get a helicopter and, fly up there, but, it probably won't work because danger. And it might not be. It won't feel as good if you do.
Nope.
If you take the shortcut because you haven't climbed the mountain kind of thing.
Exactly.
So it's all about breaking it down into smaller pieces and smaller semi-goals. That's very important, I think. It's worked so well for me. So, like, when I've been sitting, like, oh my gosh, I have to put this entire book together now. Ugh, I'm so scared. Then me and Ian, we have done a system where we've been like, okay, for every page you write, or for every page you write, you get 1 point, 2 points, or different kinds of points. And if you miss a day, that's fine. You don't get penalties, but you won't get points. And if you finish a chapter, then you get maybe 5 points added. And then you have at the very beginning of this time, the time frame that you set for yourself, you have like this the top goal. This is my absolute goal. This is what happens if I write every single day. The maximum points, basically. Then I don't remember exactly what we said, but if that happens, we're gonna go to this place and do something fun. Or the second tier might be, okay, Ian has to make me a chocolate or Oreo cheesecake, which he did. It was very, very good, so good.
I will request it when we meet up next
yes,
time.
Yes. And exactly, yeah, Ian, you are so right there. It is so much easier to just take tiny chunks of the way and celebrate. You have to celebrate. I think that's important too. Because I think that all we creative people, we are like, oh, I'm gonna do this big project. And then we forget about like all of the work that has led us to that certain point. That is super important. Like for you, for instance, like has Organa? Do you mean orgasm? So yeah, you should definitely do that, I think.
Yeah.
For yourself, because I think you really need that.
Oh
That
yeah.
has helped me a lot. I believe more in positive feedback, like, or positive thinking.
Yeah, I think that is a really good advice, because I heard something, I think 2-3 days ago, or maybe no, it was 2 weeks ago. That's why I started also writing again. It's better that you do 18 minutes a day instead of 2 hours a day. If you do 18 minutes a day, you can write one line, 2 lines, and then you have done something. You accomplished something that day. And that's also one of the things I usually do when I get up in the morning. I take care of my bed. That's the first thing. That I have already set up my goal that I have put for myself. Oh, this is really good. I have done one thing. I don't need to take care of the bed when I come home after work, when I'm tired. Then I can concentrate on doing whatever is fun. Or I could start writing do my 18 minutes of writing. So that is, it's similar, but I think yours a little bit more. You get a little bit more structure in how you get points, and you reward yourself a little bit better than trying to get the discipline of doing it instead.
Yeah, I'm horrible at discipline. I'm so bad at it. I am so bad at it. Is it obvious that I'm a gardener? Maybe.
I think a lot of us are gardeners.
I think so too. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
pretty flower. I want it here.
One thing I want to do is interview also. I want to talk to Ian about his album when it comes out, because it's going to be a lot of stories from that also, and also some what songs are, because every song and every movie and every book and every experience have its narrative perspective, and it's really nice to hear.
That is true.
And that's why I really want to listen to every perspective in the narrative spectrum.
Yeah.
And that's why it's going. If I get this show going, it's going to be a little bit more from different areas and not only from books and role-playing sessions.
No, I think that, like I said, you're hired. Yeah. Right, guys? He's hired, isn't he? Everybody send, let's see, a dancing dino. I want everybody to send...
Dino.
Yeah, dancing dino. Yes, you can crash. See,
hey,
everybody send dino dance in the chat to show that we want Casper to continue this. He's got the job.
Absolutely. Like, I am so excited to see more of this.
Oh,
So excited to see more of this because this really, like I wrote in chat, I was, yes, I'm home. Hi.
I can touch him.
But like, yesterday I sat in class and we watched some interviews with like some big producers and stuff, and it had pretty much exactly this vibe.
Mm.
And that's so exciting.
that's
What?
good to hear.
Just the vibe, like when I've been sitting in and listening now, I've kind of gotten the same vibe as the interviews we were watching, where
He's
it's
really good at
very
it.
informative, very interesting, very like very chill and relaxing. I really enjoy to see, and I
That's
certainly hope that we'll get like all the different perspectives. Sorry, I can.
Yeah, it's a delay.
yeah, but I really think that is nice to hear, because if it's something that I wanted with this is to be calm. I may not have the full perspective of what the thing I'm going to interview about, but I know the creativity that surrounds the work you're doing, and that is something that is more important for me to listen to, and I think that is very important for the person that is creating the item, the book, the song, the movie, the game, even the even building a family has its narrative perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw
Then I have a question. Sorry, because for the delay.
no problem.
Uh, will we get to see like a bunch of different types, like cosplayers, writers, filmmakers, game
Actors?
developers, actors, musicians, like
I'm looking for everything regarding that, so we can see a little bit more about the creativity. That's my goal, to get a little bit more of having maybe once a month this kind of interview, so I can prep a little bit and don't overstress.
Yeah.
And I really want to have good focus. The thing I'm trying to get is full focus on you, and that's why I'm not so much in the chat.
That's
So
Where
that's
Zelda writes, where do we sign up or audition for the show?
I will send a link when it comes to Geeker Nights, and I'm gonna do that on try to get some type of future plans where we're gonna have that date,
Yeah,
so
sure.
people can.
And we'll add that into the Discord. I'll add
Yeah.
A different section for specifically that.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
gonna come. It's in the pipeline.
It's in the pipeline,
Yeah,
and
it's
this
in
was
the-
a concept.
Yeah.
So this, if you have feedback regarding what I should do better, I'm open for it.
What? Babe, you can
I
say.
shouldn't cover
Yes,
this.
you can.
No.
I mean, it's on screen.
Okay, how about this?
Oh, he's my little bookstitute. It's in the fortress,
It's
asshole.
one of those
Yes.
like where like you're like spinning the sign.
Yeah. Look at me. Look at here. Look at.
I was thinking about, putting ropes around my neck and have that and walk around.
Oh, I should do that.
Yeah, but I don't think we're no.
No.
And a QR code on the back. Scan me, please.
Can we put it on my butt?
Yes.
Booth
Ian
babe.
is the booth babe.
I'm the booth babe.
Yes, I love that. That is amazing. Booth babe.
Good idea.
Look at your fingerprints all up on it.
That's what I'm trying to put, like,
I need it tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, Hans, yes, we know, you sick, twisted man. My dad isn't here anymore, so.
Yeah, it's free for all now.
Get cranking. Ian can stay in my booth for as long as he wants or releases. Oh my god, dude. You crack me up.
So much for the like super professional vibe.
Oh, I did not change the mature status. No.
No.
No. I knew that he was gonna join sometime. Had to go get one more in. Yes. Always get the last one in.
Yeah, exactly.
Into the fortress, asshole.
Well, that's true.
I'm dying. I'm actually painting my nails for like the first time ever. But it's not going too great. They're white, but
Yeah, but still, it's better than nothing.
yeah. So basically now I'm gonna have to pack 20 books and plus 10 or 15.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be so heavy.
Yeah, and I think you should try to get some sleep.
Yeah, I should try to get some sleep. I'm not tired at all. But
No, I understand because you have had a book release, and congratulations for that. And I really think that it's awesome and impressive from my perspective also.
thank you.
And Ian, I'm looking at you.
Yes.
Good way of pushing your second half.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is very true.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
If it's okay, I do have some like info on future streams and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay, so
You can remove it. It's okay. Or I can hold it. Don't get your fingerprints on it. Whatever. My fingerprints are better.
So, a little bit of update. As a lot of you may know, I have officially moved back to Berlin, although I am back home over this weekend. Because, of course, I am not missing this for the world.
No.
I'm going like this because I'm basically speech jamming myself with the delay. But it was funny, Casper, that you mentioned the whole thing with the album because that is actually the big school project for this semester is to write and release an album. And it will, in fact, be the D&D parody album. Sorry, I'll come closer. It will, in fact, be the D&D parody album. So I have a set release date for it. So I would be so stoked to talk about that.
That would be
happens.
awesome. Yeah. I would really love to hear it.
But that also means that my music production streams are coming back. Woohoo! They still, unfortunately, because of the nature of how school works, will be kind of sporadically, but at least once a week.
And yes, you are going to have technical difficulties with them.
Yes, definitely.
Because that's just how it is.
I mean, the more things you try to make play nice, the more things will not play nice.
Yeah.
You mean like life? Woo!
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the Streamlabs and the DAW and all
Yeah.
Mm.
No. That's true.
it's just part of it, unfortunately.
Why does it, Hans? Don't you know there's some like African prince or something that you can send our way? Please do.
Of what?
We need an African prince.
An African?
Yeah, to give us money because we can buy
Oh,
you a better
you-
computer.
Like a Nigerian prince?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
yeah. I mean, I got an email from a guy the other day. I could hit him up.
Was it your lost relative? Long lost relative?
No, he was looking for a princess, and apparently I fit the role.
Oh, but you're so pretty. He cannot steal my princess.
No,
How dare.
he cannot.
Yeah, I
But
get-
that was the main thing I wanted to bring up, and also, of course, Forged in Crimson. No, sorry. Well, Forged in Crimson is out, but the Crimson Slums are back.
Yeah, they are.
Next Tuesday.
Yes, on Tuesdays. Pretty, pretty prince. Yes, he is.
Yes.
My
Yes,
pretty
he is.
prince.
No, you're the prince. I was the princess.
Oh,
Remember?
I'm the prince. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate being called the prince. What?
Prince Tallstag.
Oh yeah. Is this seductive?
All right, I'm gonna leave you to it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I'll be in chat.
I don't know if what you feel about Casper. Do you have any more?
No,
things?
I don't have anything more.
I'm just gonna say that you are so calm. It's amazing. So
Am I
good to-
calm?
Yes, you are calm. You send
know.
out a calming aura. You really do.
It's my Jedi Master training.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're definitely the Jedi Master.
Yeah. Sometimes the Sith comes through, but it's
Does it
very.
though?
No. I might say I'm Old Republic Jedi Knight type.
Because I would definitely say that you are one of those people that, like myself, if you get angry,
Mm.
I really don't want to see that. I don't want to be nearby because I think that that would be scary.
Yeah. Long live the Old Republic. Yeah.
I haven't seen those.
No, it's the game. It's really.
I don't have money. Send me money,
No,
please.
I played it when I was younger.
I know, but I don't care. I still don't have money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm so tired. It's really
I'm
tired
tired
now.
too.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to head on out and thank every single one of you for hanging out, and especially thank you, Casper. Like, this was amazing from my part. I think that this sort of stream is gonna do really well. Like,
Nice to hear.
interpersonal, I think it's gonna be a very good tool.
Yeah.
Sure, it might not. We might not be a big streaming, channel, but to those that it does connect with, I think it will actually really, really help. So
Yeah. I'm thinking of making this more also having the clips on YouTube also, so that we have those when people need to hear it
Yeah.
a little bit more and get inspired somehow.
yeah, no, I love it. It's gonna be amazing to see you fill that book of secrets.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
just
I'm looking.
love how
I'm
it
really
looks.
really looking forward for it. And
I
it's
mean-
it's like it smells like leather, but it's not leather, and
Oh,
that
it's
is
not?
no, it's not. It's fabricated leather.
But seriously, like, show the pages. They're so pretty.
Yep.
That's
And
so amazing. Creative.
I have already.
Creatative.
Ian, I already have a name, and it's gonna be called the guide,
Yes.
because I'm gonna guide you through
Yay.
world. of the creativity.
You can't hear it, but Ian went off in the bedroom. He was like, ooh. Yeah, no, I love that. That was really awesome. Yeah, I think I need to sign off. I don't want to, but I think we have to.
Yeah.
Kind of. So super weird. I'm not gonna raid anyone or something like that. I'm too tired. Unless you have an idea or something.
Nope.
No, I think it's fine. But yes, like I've said before, the book is now released, so you can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. There are a lot of other places. I just don't know it right now off the top of my head. But you can also contact me, and we'll see if we can arrange something. So that's fine too. So great. And Barnes and No balls? What? On that note, thank you everybody for staying, and thank you for subscribing. And yeah, I love you guys, everybody. Thank you for your support, all of you. I really love you guys. You're amazing. Have a good night and day, or breakfast, or afternoon tea, or second breakfast, or whatever you have. So see you sometime soon.
Yeah.
See you on Tuesday. Yeah.
See you on Tuesday.
Yeah. Bye.